market was going. Because the only way you can keep him is to franchise him, which is going to put you at somewhere around 38, 39 million. That comes back next year. He wins the division. You franchised him twice. It's going to cost you 50+ million. Well, you don't want to do that. You're going to end up having to pay Dak Prescott, a guy that's probably not going to have an MVP on his resume. At the time you give him a long-term deal, more than what Kansas City paid Patrick Mahomes. Only because you were trying to be cheap and thought you could get away paying the guy $33 million. You should have just went ahead. Skip, in a negotiation, you want someone to sign the contract early, you got to offer them something they can't refuse. $34 million, he could have refused it. But if you just went ahead and took a leap, says, you know what, Dak? We believe in you. $37 million.
No, it was 40 plus. 40 plus.
Skip.
For 5 years.
Skip.
42.
Skip. Y'all tried to penny pinch him and tried to give him 500.
Penny pinch him at 36?
No. Now it's 36.
Yep. That's what I heard.
The reports in the beginning said they're willing to do a Jerry Goff, Carson Wentz type deal. Maybe $1 million more. That's what it was. It was 33, 34. Now he didn't sign. Well, they had 36. No, you didn't. Because you should have. Deshaun Watson got $39 million with the fourth-year option and with a fourth year and a fifth-year option.
He's up in the 40s in overall average, Deshaun, and he deserves it because he is that good.
And to make a long story short, the price isn't coming down. Everybody thought, Skip, you look at the housing market. We're in a pandemic, and the L.A. private housing market is going through the roof. So if you think...
That's not true. There's some neighborhoods where it's coming down.
Well, it ain't coming down.
I know.
It ain't coming down the neighborhood I'm in.
I know.
It ain't coming down the neighborhood I'm in.
You live up in Bel Air.
Don't worry about where I live. Stop telling me where I live. Because coming down. But anyway, Skip, if you think this price is coming down for this guy, because you see what y'all look like? You see what your quarterback look like? It ain't coming down, Skip.
I saw my quarterback win at Minnesota a couple of weeks ago.
And I saw him lose at home to a guy on one leg. He lost to a guy. Alex Smith hadn't played really, started with one game in 2 years, and that dude hung
after he
41.
Lost both starting tackles in the first drive.
You didn't say anything. Hold up. You don't say anything about wins.
Wound up with 2 undrafted kids, a rookie and a second-year player at tackle.
What are those tackles in Philly? Are they any good?
Listen, they aren't as bad as those two.
Equally.
Trust me.
Skip, the price ain't coming down, and you know it.
All right. This is so ironic because you have little to no respect for Dak Prescott because last year you gave him 6 Fs in his last 13 starts.
Brady got 4 this year.
So I love Dak Prescott way more than you do, but I don't overlove him. I don't lose all objectivity. I've told you he's around the 10th best quarterback in the league. Sometimes he might be 9th or 10th. But I can't give him any better than that, so I can't give him $42 million. Jerry Jones did exactly the right thing. He dug in and said, I'm sorry, that's too rich for even my blood. Okay. And now he looks like a genius because of what's going on in Philadelphia with your guy. Give it to him, Wentz. They are, every story I read, we're stuck with Carson Wentz.
But let me ask you a question.
Stuck. And wait a second. How about what's going on with the other guy who got paid? How about Jared Goff? Sean McVay is admitting publicly that he at least considered pulling him out of the Miami game in which he turned it over 4 times in the first half, and considered this past Sunday in pulling him out of a San Francisco game in which they lost to the 49ers, their arch rival in the division, for the 4th time. That's correct.
Right.
They are stuck with Jared Goff just the way your Eagles are stuck with Carson Wentz.
But you're Skip. If you don't sign Dak Prescott, if you don't sign Dak Prescott, you're stuck without a quarterback, which is even worse.
Okay, so what are you supposed to do? I know where this is coming from with you. You want my team to dramatically, dangerously overpay Dak Prescott and get stuck with him for 5 years when he can't live up to that kind of money.
Well, then, so just move on. If you don't believe he can live up to that kind of money, just move on. Why wasting your time?
Just hang in there. Give him the tag and give him another tag.
So in other words, you want to give him a tag at $38 million and another tag at about $53.
And I want to see the second tag. No, the second one is 38. Okay, that's the second one, not the third one. Not the third
that's
one.
what I'm saying.
Okay, you don't want to do that. You're going to have to fish or cut bait. Okay, you'll find out what he is because he just suffered a career-threatening ankle.
No, broken bones is nothing.
Okay, well,
it's not. If it was an Alex Smith, I would give you. I would say that. But that was an Alex Smith type deal.
And I think even you would admit that with Dak Prescott, we've seen this alarming pattern in his game. And again, you love the James Beard Award. Is he not the chef of the year when it comes to empty calories? Because that's all you ever tell me.
That's
He's
what
the
your guy
chef of the
did.
year.
You just told me your guy just did the exact same thing, and he praised on him.
What are you
Tom
talking about?
Brady.
Okay, he almost came back and won the game.
That's what Dak almost does.
No, he doesn't almost do that, because we've seen this alarming trend in which they fall woefully, dangerously, hopelessly behind. And it started a year ago, because it happened again and again and again. Remember Green Bay? I'm going back 2 years ago. They went up 31-3 in the first half. And as you always say, didn't Dak get the ball? Didn't the quarterback get the ball?
So what was the final score of that game?
Well, they came back and within a touchdown.
Okay, so he almost won it.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Tom was down 3 with 4:10 left, and the defense couldn't get the ball back. That Green Bay game would have required a field goal made, which the guy gagged.
Right.
Remember that? And then an onside kick recovery, which is virtually impossible.
Kind of like what Dallas did against Atlanta, which means to get a touchdown, get the onside, and kick a field goal. Okay.
I'm just being honest for Cowboy Nation right now. In his last 17 starts, Dak Prescott is 6-11. And if we look at last year, in 3 big road games against Teddy Bridgewater's Saints, and then against Tom Brady's New England, and then against Carson Wentz's Philadelphia, they're big games. He scored 10, 9, and 9 in those games. And then fell woefully behind at Jets 21-3, to the Vikings at home 14-0.
Did they almost come back and win those games?
And then Buffalo 26-7. No. Chicago fell behind 24-7, and then 31-14 in the fourth quarter. They were all empty calories, and you gave him Fs for all those games. And then this year they start off 1-3, and the only reason they had the 1 was a miracle happened at the end of the Atlanta game, in which they fell behind 29-10 at halftime and 39-24 entering the fourth quarter. And it took a miracle onside kick recovery to save that game. And by the way, in the one game Dak played where they came back to get the lead, it was against the New York Football Giants. They were down 17-3 in the second quarter. They had come back to lead 24-23 when Dak went down and out for the season. And it took Andy Dalton coming in to save the day in that game.
But this is what
I can't make the case. I can't genuinely, authentically make any case for Dak Prescott being a top 5 quarterback, top 3 quarterback.
But this is the problem that I'm having with this. Last year when we was having this discussion and I say there was empty calories, you said no, they weren't, and you was giving him B's and A's.
No, I'm giving B's for some of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why?
And I also gave him some C's.
Okay, but I'm saying, but they were all empty calories. Empty calories shouldn't get B's and C's.
Yeah. I mean, he can be a valiant warrior coming back in
kind of like
games.
Tom Brady, right?
Okay. No, not like Tom Brady, because that was a ball game in the second half, because he was just lighting you up. That was a game. That was a competitive battle.
Skip.
That wasn't a long shot for him to come back. He came back. No, it was a done deal. It's 27-24 with 4 minutes and 10 seconds left. How can you say that?
Hold on.
Did it take a miracle at the end of the game? No, it just took the defense getting the ball back within 2 minutes.
I'm having
Tom Brady would have won that game. If you gave him the ball with 2 minutes left, I promise you, he would have at least tied that game and sent it to overtime. He was on fire in the second half.
I'm having a hard time. My definition of come from behind victory and your definition of come from behind victory is something entirely different. I thought you actually had to be behind, get the lead, and win the game. So not get within 3 points and lose.
Dak was behind to Cleveland this year at home, 41-14.
Yes.
You like that? That's not what happened at Tampa Bay.
Yeah, hold on. If you don't mind me asking, he got the game within what? If the defense could have gotten the ball back,
it was a miracle. It would have been a miracle. Well, it could have. But Atlanta was a miracle. Even you said it the next day.
But see, Skip, why is it that every time that with Dak would have needed a miracle, but Tom Brady wouldn't have needed a miracle?
Okay, they're down 17-0 after 1, and here they came. They won the last 3 quarters, 24-10,
Skip,
because Brady was on fire.
Skip, you do realize
it was a battle.
Hold on. This
is about Dak Prescott, and you can't defend it.
Hold on.
You know, Jerry Jones did the right thing.
Dallas was down 40. Wasn't Dallas Cowboys down 41-17?
To who?
To Cleveland.
41-14.
41-14. Yeah. And they came all the way back, and if they get a stop.
Did I ever think that was a game? No, I did not. Go look at it. Go tell me it was a game.
But you thought, Skip, all they had to do was stop Odell. If they stop Odell, they didn't get the ball back.
27-24? with
Skip.
4 minutes left?
Oh, okay. So in other words, you needed your defense to do. You in Tampa, you needed the defense to get a stop. Dak needed his defense to get a stop,
Yeah.
but that was a miracle. But Tom Brady didn't need a miracle.
Okay, well, Mahomes was starting to choke at the end of that game. Well, he was. He missed a wide open receiver that could have been the final.
Let me ask you a question. If a guy's going to choke, do you believe the coach will let him throw 2 passes when the team doesn't have a timeout? The team doesn't have a timeout. That guy's choking. You throw 2 passes.
Yep.
That don't look like no choke job to me.
Closed the deal against a defense that has been torched for 3 straight home games.
Hey, what about your quarterback? What about your quarterback? Where did your quarterback rank in the interception list this year in the NFL?
I don't know what this is about. Dak Prescott. And since you lost this argument, you got to change the subject.
Skip.
It's okay.
Skip.
Next question.
It's simple as this. You got no choice. The price ain't coming down. If you think you're going to get Dak for less than the $40 million, you're fooling yourself.
Jerry played it perfectly.
Skip, either you pay him or somebody's going to pay him $40 million. So in other words, Dak wins. You make it seem like the Cowboys are the only one that got money. The 31 other teams got money.
Well, just watch the tape and you'll start saying,
I tell you what. So what, if he's not worth the money, if he can't live up to it, why did Jerry put the tag on him?
Well, you just keep playing it out to see if he figures it out.
Why? He can't play. He can't play. You already figured that out.
I didn't give him F's. You did.
But hold on.
You gave him F's.
He can't
so you're
play.
disqualified.
He can't play though.
So that's what you said.
So why you
6 F's in the last 13 games?
I just want to know why Jerry keep tagging him. Why he's going